vaccines. So vaccines are the molecules or compounds which are used for boosting up the immune system. So जब immune system अभी immature होगा या it not fully developed, that's why the immune system has just to develop in such a way कि कुछ molecules और compounds use किए जाएं जो immune system को ready करें in order to protect or in order to fight against the potential infectious or the invading agents. And that process would be called as vaccination. और जो molecules और compounds और substances use किए जाएंगे इस purpose के लिए it would be called as vaccine. So in this chapter we will discuss about in detail about the nature of the vaccines and the process of the vaccination and the immunization. So the vaccination process or immunization process, it is also called as immunization because in this process we have just to induce the immune system in such a way that it should be ready in order to protect against any potential form of pathogen. So vaccination or immunization can be defined as that all the ways or modes which are used in order to boost up, in order to providing specific protection against many common and damaging pathogen. Means common pathogen जो कि एक community में या एक population में या all over the world endemically, epidemically और pandemically जिसका chance है कि those are present. So उन organisms और उन pathogens के against जो protection provide की जाएगी through various ways or various mode, it would be called as immunization or vaccination. So in this process, there would be the stimulation of the organism's or individual's immune system. Means you have just to stimulate the immune system before the entry of that particular infectious agent. It can be before the, most of the time it would be before the time of entry, before the time of entry of that potential infectious agent, or it can be after, but there are different situations that we will discuss later on. So stimulation of the humoral immunity for the production of antibodies against such kind of pathogen. के means adaptive immune system का जो humoral component है या innate immune system का जो humoral component है जिसमें secretory molecules like antibodies और cytokine secretion होती है, it has to be induced in such a way that those molecules would be ready in order to fight against those infectious or invading agent. And on the other hand, there is another way of activating immune system by activation of the cell mediated immunity. क्योंकि we know that the cell mediated immunity is another arm of the immune system जिसमें सेल टू सेल इंटरेक्शन होगी और उस सेल टू सेल इंटरेक्शन के नतीजे में जो इन्फेक्शियस एजेंट है उसको किल किया जाएगा. So in this way there would be the activation of particular cells like T lymphocytes. So the vaccination process by which the cell mediated immunity has to be activated using the T cell activation, it is very important. Now, whenever there would be the antibodies, or you can say that there are certain humoral component would be there. So main purpose is to neutralize the specific pathogens. के means अगर उसके against कोई antibodies use की जाएंगी तो जो pathogen की antigens हैं उनको specifically they will mask. And as a result of masking, you can say that it would be neutralized. So depending upon the nature of the pathogenesis and site of pathogen, it depends. कि पैथोजन की नेचर क्या है, कि वो कैसे डिजीज कॉज करता है, कि वो एंटीजेंस को यूज करता है, एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलरली जो होस्ट के सेल को इन्फेक्ट करता है या इंट्रा सेलुलरली इन्फेक्ट करता है. तो दिस इज द नेचर ऑफ पैथोजेनेसिस. और द साइट ऑफ इन्फेक्शन इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि वो किस साइट पे जाके इन्फेक्शन कर रहा है, ब्लड में कर रहा है या टिश्यू में कर रहा है या लोकलाइज टिश्यू में कर रहा है. ऑल दीज factors, they are very important in order to provide the vaccination or provide the ways to protect against such kind of pathogens. So the toxins are the poisonous substances which are produced by certain pathogens. Pathogens वो जो poisonous substance produce करते हैं और उसको release करते हैं और after releasing वो फिर blood में enter हो जाता है और enter होने के बाद it can damage the whole cell. So for that particular purpose there would be the neutralization process would be effective. कि अगर आप उन टॉक्सिन्स को किसी तरह न्यूट्रलाइज कर दें यूजिंग एंटीबॉडीज अगेंस्ट दोज टॉक्सिन, तो ये टॉक्सिन्स एंटीजन के तौर पर एक्ट करेंगे और इसके अगेंस्ट अगर आप स्पेसिफिक एंटीबॉडीज यूज करेंगे तो दे विल बाइंड इट एंड अल्टीमेटली दे विल मास्क द इफेक्ट ऑफ एंटीजन और न्यूट्रलाइजेशन प्रोसेस वुड बी देयर. That is very important regarding to the toxin producing pathogens. So the toxins get masked by antitoxins not able to bind to specific receptor on the host cell. तो वो जब मास्क हो जाएंगे तो वो टॉक्सिन्स जो उनका स्पेसिफिक रिसेप्टर है जो कि होस्ट सेल पे है उस पे इट वुड नॉट बी एबल टू बाइंड इट एंड एज अ रिजल्ट द होस्ट सेल वुड prevented from infection or disease. Then the antibodies against the pathogen also bind complement. Means as we know that antibodies they are very good in binding of the complement. तो जब वो complement को bind करेंगी after binding with the antigen of the pathogen तो complement fix होगा और complement fixation के बाद it would be able to lyse that particular pathogen. तो वो जब पैथोजन की लाइसिस हो जाएगी तो दैट मीन्स दैट नाउ दैट पैथोजन इज नो मोर एक्टिव it don't has the ability to cause infection. So this is another way of providing protection using antibodies by complement fixation. Then coming to the complement mediated intracellular killing of the pathogen means कि complement mediated कि अगर organism ने सेल को इंट्रासेलुलरली इन्फेक्ट किया है तो कॉम्प्लीमेंट डायरेक्टली बाइंड करेगा उस इन्फेक्टेड सेल पे और अल्टीमेटली इट वुड कॉजेज द लाइसिस ऑफ दैट इन्फेक्टेड सेल. So this is another way of providing protection against such kind of potential pathogens. Now, in case of the intracellular pathogen, because there is no neutralization process by the antibodies, क्योंकि antibodies अब क्योंकि एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर जो बैक्टीरिया हैं या वायरसेस हैं उनके साथ बाइंड कर सकती हैं तो अगर पैथोजन की नेचर इंट्रा सेलुलर है और इट इज गोइंग इनसाइड द सेल सो देन एट दैट टाइम द एंटीबॉडीज दे आर नो मोर इफेक्टिव वो सेल के अंदर मूव नहीं कर सकती तो दैट्स वाई दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू बाउंड विद द एंटीजेंस और द टॉक्सिन्स. So that's why you can say that in case of intracellular pathogen, the neutralization process is no more effective. The antibodies, they are not being able to neutralize the pathogen or the antigen. For that particular purpose, the immunization against the pathogen is being achieved by cell-mediated immunity. तो cell-mediated immunity है, तो that means कि cell-mediated immune system को इस तरह activate किया जाए इस तरह उसको इंड्यूस किया जाए इंडक्शन की जाए स्टिमुलस प्रोवाइड किया जाए कि सेल टू सेल इंटरेक्शन हो और जो इंट्रासेलुलर पैथोजन जो सेल के अंदर हार्बर कर रहे हैं और दे आर रिजाइडिंग इनसाइड द सेल्स दे आर जस्ट गोइंग टू किल्ड बाय द सेल टू सेल इंटरेक्शन. So you can say that so in immunization or in vaccination process both strategies can be used. The first is in order to activation of the humoral component means the generation of the antibodies in order to provide the protection against extracellular form of pathogen. While the second is the cell mediated immunity in order to provide protection against the intracellular form of pathogens.